A Zen proverb states, "The tighter you grasp, the more sand slips through your fingers." If you do not chase, beg, or plead, what remains? One thing: mastery of self. When you master yourself, everything around you moves in harmony. Instead of chasing, you attract. Instead of begging, you command respect. Instead of neediness, you embody completeness. This is the paradox. By letting go, you gain. There was once a man who spent his life running after things: relationships, opportunities, status. Every time he set his heart on something, he pursued it with all his might. Yet the harder he tried, the more things seemed to slip away. When he liked someone, his overwhelming devotion pushed them away. When he sought success, his desperation led only to closed doors. Life felt like a cruel trick. Whenever he wanted something badly, it refused him. Frustrated, he sought the wisdom of an old teacher who lived in solitude. After traveling a great distance, he found the teacher sitting by a flowing stream. "I have come for guidance," the man said. The teacher smiled and pointed at the water. "Tell me, what do you see?" "Water flowing endlessly," the man replied. "And if you try to grasp it?" "It slips through my hands," the man admitted. The teacher nodded. "The more you try to possess it, the less you have. But if you simply let it flow, you can enjoy its presence." The man frowned. "Are you saying I should not pursue what I want?" The teacher chuckled. "I am saying that chasing is different from attracting. The wind cannot be caught, but it will come to you if you stand still. The question is not how to chase, but how to become someone to whom things naturally come." Reflecting on these words, the man decided to stop chasing. He let go of his exhausting pursuit of people, success, and validation. Instead, he focused on himself, practicing mindfulness, deepening his understanding of life, and finding fulfillment in his own company. He cultivated his mind, his health, and his peace. And then, something strange happened. The people who once ignored him began to notice him. The opportunities that once evaded him seemed to appear effortlessly. He was no longer chasing, but things were now drawn to him. One day, the teacher asked the man to stand by a still lake. "Throw a stone into the water," he instructed. The man did. "What do you see?" "Ripples expanding outward," the man replied. The teacher smiled. "When you chase, you disturb the water. When you are still, the lake reflects perfectly. The world works the same way. Become still, and it will reflect back what you are." The man realized his past failures were not from a lack of effort, but from misplaced energy. He had been acting from fear, insecurity, and attachment. Now, by mastering himself, he became a magnet. He no longer begged for love, it came effortlessly. He no longer chased success, it unfolded naturally. He no longer sought validation, he became a source of confidence. One day, a person who once ignored him returned, someone who had taken his kindness for granted and walked away as if he were insignificant. Now, they stood before him, eager to reconnect. The man smiled, but he felt no need to chase or cling. He had learned that true power is not in forcing people to stay, but in giving them the freedom to leave. And in that moment, he understood the lesson completely. The teacher had once said, "The highest form of power is not in controlling others, but in controlling yourself." The moment you stop seeking, stop forcing, and stop chasing, you become the kind of person who does not need to ask for anything, because everything comes naturally. The essence of Zen and Buddhist philosophy teaches that suffering is born from attachment. The man in this story represents all of us, those who have felt the sting of rejection or the frustration of unattained desires. His transformation did not come through force, but through wisdom. So let us reflect on these key lessons. The illusion of control. The harder you chase, the more things slip away. When you desperately seek success, you act from fear and make poor choices. When you beg for attention, you lower your value. Buddhism calls this tanha, an insatiable thirst that leads to suffering. The irony? The more you try to possess something, the more it evades you. The power of non-attachment. Once the man stopped chasing, people started noticing him. Why? Because he was no longer radiating desperation. He was radiating confidence. A tree does not chase birds. It simply stands firm, and the birds come. A person who is whole within themselves does not need to chase relationships. They naturally attract meaningful connections. The paradox of letting go. The entrepreneur who focuses on value instead of money attracts wealth. The person who lets go of toxic relationships finds true love. Why? Because freedom creates attraction. When you hold water loosely, it stays in your hands. Squeeze too tightly, and it escapes. The same applies to people, opportunities, and success. Live as if you have already won. Imagine you already have everything you desire. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you carry yourself? You would move with confidence, ease, and peace. This is the secret. Act as if you already have it, and the world will align with your energy. Do not beg, do not chase, do not be needy. Simply be. Master yourself, and you will watch in amazement as life reverses before your eyes. Did you enjoy this video? Then you might love this next one too. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Zen Panda for more inspiring content in the future.